Hey, welcome to today's webinar, Coming Down the Retirement Mountain, the Retirement Descent, where strategy meets security. So again, welcome. My name is Brad Rhodes. I'm the author of the best-selling book, Protecting Your Retirement. So this presentation advises retirees and pre-retirees on how to safely descend the retirement mountain by utilizing the rules set forth inside your IRA and 401k account. I've got a couple of books here. This is a book I wrote a few years back. It's become an Amazon best-selling book. I want to give it to you. It comes in if you come to the office, I'll give you a signed copy. But if you're just on this presentation, at the end of the presentation, I'll show you how to get this book in a PDF format. We'll send right out to you. Also, goodness, I didn't get organized this morning. There it is. Well, I've got it up on the screen. So this is another good book, IRA Max. We've updated it for 2025. There's a lot of new rules when it comes to IRAs. And I also went to a course. Let me move myself out of the way here a little bit. I went to a course up in Maryland last year. A gentleman by the name of Ed Slott put this 2-day presentation on all the ins and outs of IRAs, how to maximize that IRA. I learned a lot, and it's a big manual. Where's that manual? Anyway, it's around here somewhere. Not too organized today. But anyway, I guess I'm trying to impress on you that I've done a lot of studying. I've taken some courses. I'm now a certified financial fiduciary. I feel like I've always been a fiduciary, putting the needs and desires of my clients before myself. But now I've got a certification that says that. And before I get too far into the presentation, I do want to make a point here. I believe that the IRA account or the 401k, the 403b, when you roll that thing eventually over into an IRA, if you can get that thing set up properly, man, it's going to go a long way in making sure you live a comfortable, secure, whatever you want to call it, worry-free retirement. So many people I talk to, and there's a lot of options out there for your IRA, but a lot of people I talk to have a fear that, oh my gosh, I'm going to outlive my money. What if the stock market collapses? What if interest rates go down? Well, I feel like I've got a pretty good offer for you. At the end of the presentation, I'll give you an opportunity if you want to talk one-on-one about your specific situation. I'd love to show you what a lot of my clients are doing, what myself and my wife are doing with our IRA money, that we're able to make sure beyond a shadow of a doubt that that money is going to last throughout our retirement. And so I'm the one in my family, in our relationship, I'm the one who kind of handles the money. So if something were to happen to me, the way we've got things set up and the way I set these things up for my clients is if something were to happen to me, my wife will just be able to jump right in and turn on an income stream, just continue that IRA for the rest of her life. So I think that's very important. If you can set up your IRA properly, it's going to go a long way for you, and if you're married, for your spouse as well. So let's get started here. I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit. So this basically says a lot. The retirement landscape has changed. I'm going to jump ahead to the slide right past this. This is a good little chart here. Sorry about that. That shows you what's changed when it comes to retirement plans. It used to be back in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, most people had a pension. A pension is the legal way of saying it is a defined benefit plan. That's represented here by the blue line. The red line is where most people are participating in a 401k or a 403b through their work. That's what's called a defined contribution plan. And as you can see, the defined benefit plan or the pension has really taken a back seat, almost down to nothing compared to 401k plans. Most everybody now have these 401k plans. And I'm trying to get back up. Boy, I'm having a hard. Here we go. Get back to this slide. So retirement today is vastly different from a generation ago. Gone are the days of guaranteed pensions and retiring at 65 with a gold watch. Americans are living longer, requiring new ways of thinking about retirement. I'm looking here at my notes. I think that's pretty much just what I wanted to get across to you on this slide. And so again, things are changing. Now, so what's the big deal with this? Well, the big deal is back a generation or two ago, the typical retiree, when they retired, they got their Social Security check, they got a pension from their employer, and then they maybe had some savings. But they had a pretty secure retirement. Social Security, that's income for life. A pension, that's income for life. Well, today, the pension is almost a thing of the past. People do not have guaranteed income coming from an employer anymore. It's kind of, we've got to figure it all out on our own. And that's where people are now, more than ever, are concerned that their money is not going to last through their retirement. They don't have guarantees anymore. Another big factor, longevity. So longevity is basically talking about the fact that we are living longer. And that's a great thing. I want to live a long life. But unfortunately, living a longer life, and especially when you're talking about a husband and wife together, living a longer life can cause its own issues. You might live into your 80s and 90s and run through your retirement dollars. So living longer, yes, it's a blessing, but it can also bring financial challenges. More years in retirement means your money must last longer. And a key point of what we do is early planning gives you a powerful advantage in ensuring financial security. So if I can meet with people right when they're retiring or maybe right before they're retiring and talk about some of these issues and get things set up like my wife and I have ourselves set up, man, it can go a long way again in creating that secure retirement. Okay, so I finished up on that slide. So climbing up and climbing down the mountain. Let me make sure I didn't leave anything out. I did want to mention a couple things. So just a couple thoughts here. Retirement is no longer a single event. It's a 30-plus year phase of life that must be planned strategically. Requires income planning, not just asset accumulation. The need for flexibility, protection, and guaranteed income sources is crucial. You must think like a CFO of your own retirement. You need to be proactive in your retirement if you want a successful, worry-free retirement. Relying on Social Security alone won't cut it. So planning must include when to take Social Security, how to roll over those 401ks or IRA plans, how to create consistent income, Medicare decisions, protecting against market downturns. Those are some good points. So, are you prepared for the descent? Most of our working lives are spent climbing, basically saving, growing, accumulating. Once you retire, the game changes. Now you're coming down the mountain. The descent can be more dangerous, the more dangerous part, and that the descent requires careful planning and strategy. Okay. Couple notes on the climb. The climb, when you're saving money, the risk is more tolerable because you have time to recover from the market dips. You're climbing with one goal in mind, getting to the summit, retirement. But once you reach the summit, retirement day, that's not the end, okay? It's basically a start of a new critical phase. At the summit, you pause and reflect. Yes, you've made it to the summit, but now the real challenge begins, the descent. So coming down the mountain is often more dangerous than the climb. Now you must protect what you've built, generate reliable income, manage taxes and withdrawals, guard against longevity and market risk. Mistakes in this phase can be costlier and harder to recover from. Okay. So I'm telling you a lot of things you've probably thought of, and I don't mean to make it sound like, oh my gosh, retirement is terrible. But now I'm going to share with you some strategies. Okay. So now I'm going to share with you some strategies. Why the descent matters more. So what is your strategy for the descent? In mountain climbing, most accidents happen on the way down, not up. The same is true for retirement. The risks change once you retire. The tools and strategies needed for the descent are different from those for the climb. Basically, you need different tools, just like a mountain climber. They use different tools going up the mountain, and then they use different tools on the way down. So a key point here in retirement, again, it's not just about growing your money. It's about protecting your money. And again, that's part of what I talked about in my book, Protecting Your Retirement. Stay to the end. I want to get you this book. I think it's got a lot of, now I wrote the book, so obviously I think it's a good book, but I've had a lot of people tell me it's really helped them kind of organize their thoughts about protecting their retirement, making sure their money lasts. So your money needs a new job. In retirement, your money shifts from growing to working for you. It must provide steady income, protect against market loss, and cover health care and long-term care needs. Whether you're 10 years away or already retired, your money needs a clear path. Okay, so the goal is simple. In retirement, again, I'm repeating myself a little bit, but it's not just about growing your money, it's about protecting it. You've worked hard to protect your nest egg. Now the goal is to avoid losing it to market volatility, inflation, or poor withdrawal decisions. Proper planning starts with tools designed to protect principal even in uncertain markets. No matter where you are on the retirement path, the goal is clear. Make your money last and work for you. Achieve peace of mind with the right tools for the descent. Okay, so here, let's talk about the tools. Proper planning means using tools that protect your principal. Protect that principal. Not only protect your principal, but also protect your interest you've earned. You know, it doesn't really matter if you earn 10 or 15 or 20% in a year. If the next year or two it drops by 15 or 20%, I mean, what have you really done? So we talk about protecting your principal and your interest. Also, how to generate reliable income and provide peace of mind. So again, those pensions are pretty much a thing of the past. Some people I talk to still have pensions. A lot of times I work with state retirees that have a pension. That's nice. But most people I talk to, they may have $200 or $300 or $400 coming in, but that's about it. Most people I talk to do not have a pension. Retirement isn't what it used to be. The traditional pension and gold watch are things of the past, and longer lifespans mean planning ahead is more important than ever. Whether you're a decade away or already retired, your goal remains the same. Make your money work for you and last a lifetime. So down below in the description section, you'll see a couple links. One is to this book. The other one is for this publication, IRA Max. It says a guide for the conservative investor looking to maximize and safeguard their IRA and 401k accounts. Now, and then let me read these last two things. Just like the climbing gear helps on the way up, retirement tools help you come down the mountain safely. Proper planning isn't just about having money, it's about using the right tools and strategies to protect it, generate income, and enjoy peace of mind for the rest of the journey. So basically what we talk about is how to grow your money safely, have some guarantees in place, and then whether it's a year away, 5 years away, or 10 years away, how to create an income stream through your IRA that will give you that secure retirement to make sure that money lasts. Feel free to call our office. We can get into more specifics of your situation. Look forward to talking to you. Thanks for your time.